Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Nizam and I'm Assistant Professor in Community Medicine in National Medical College. And today we're going to talk about the epidemiology. What is epidemiology? Well, before I tell you what is epidemiology, let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought that how the public health specialists or policy makers are making a policies and procedure for us? For example, smoking is not good for our health. Seat belt is very important for the drivers. Or hospital procedures, OPDs procedures, how they making these decisions? And even on the road, zebra cross, lining, symbols, all these things are, for example, this diet is not good for diabetes or that diet is very good for diabetes. How all these public health decisions made? Well, actually, all these public health decisions made on the basis of epidemiology. So what is actually epidemiology? Well, before the technical definition of epidemiology, let me tell you, epidemiology is made by three Greek words, which is epi, demos, and logos. Epi mean upon or among, demos mean people, logos means study. So what does that mean? Epidemiology is the study what is upon human being or people. For example, disease or any health related events. Please don't be confused. This is not a study of a people. That is called demography. And I have another separate video on demography. You can watch that one for more detail. So the technical definition of epidemiology is the study of frequency, distribution, determinants, or any other related health events upon human, and any application of that study to control health problems. So let me tell you a little bit more detail about what is the meaning of study, frequency, distribution, determinants, or any other health events, and application. So we're going to start from study. Okay, what is the meaning of study and that technical definition? So, number one, study. Epidemiology is the basic science of public health, and it's mostly dealing with the quantitative or biostatistic methods. So number two, frequency. What is the meaning of frequency in this technical definition of epidemiology? Well, frequency are occurring any kind of disease or any other health related problems. So epidemiology will help us to measure how much incidence or accident was occurred. And this is measured by the morbidity and mortality rate. It is very important to know the frequency of the disease, so then we can say if this is a public health problem or not. Number three, disease distributions. What does that mean? Well, let me just tell you, that's mean geographical distributions, time distributions, and person distributions. So let me tell you a little bit more detail about the geographical distributions. What does that mean? Well, it's mean in urban or in rural or in anywhere, any part of the world, this disease was occurred. Number two, time distribution of the disease. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you. That's mean, is this disease is seasonal? this is occur annually. This disease is a rainy days disease, summer disease, or winter disease. Number 3, person distribution of the disease. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you. That's mean, is this disease occurred more in young age, in old age, in children, in adults, or in married people, unmarried people, male, female? So that's why we can say that person distribution of the disease. So distribution of the disease mean where, what time that disease occurred, and who will get more effect from that disease. So what we will finally do? Well, we will try to provide outcome to formulate hypothesis to find out where this disease was started, what time was started, and to whom it was started. And this hypothesis will come under the descriptive epidemiology. Okay, what we did actually? Well, we only formulated the hypothesis. So, what we need to do now? Well, we need to test our hypothesis to find out why and how this disease is occurring. This will come under the next part, which is study of the determinants of the disease, and it is called analytical epidemiology. Number 4, disease determinants. Well, this will tell us who will develop the disease and who will not develop the disease. Now remember where we came out from, where, when, and to whom the disease was started. And this is called descriptive epidemiology. And now we move to how and why this disease is occurring. And this is called analytical epidemiology. Number 5. So what is other health related events mean? Well, anything that influencing the development of the disease. For example, smoking, poverty, or anything else. And the last point is implication. Why do we need this study? Well, to apply all those outcomes to formulate a proper preventive health strategies for prevention and control of that disease. So this was the technical definition of epidemiology. So who is the epidemiologist? Well, any scientist that study of the disease and apply those studies to control the disease is called epidemiologist. However, a public health specialist, because they are studying, updating, upgrading the research and also working in prevention sites. Person from a clinical backgrounds, because they are dealing with the diagnosing and also providing a treatment to the disease. And pathophysiologist, because they are finding a basic mechanism of the disease. A biostatisticians, because they are dealing with the data. A social scientist, well, because they are also working to find out the behavior of the disease, how the disease is occurring in the society. So all these people who are working in the epidemiology side is called epidemiologist. So this was the basic definition of the epidemiology. Please watch my other videos for other component of the epidemiology. And to check your knowledge about the definition of epidemiology, please watch these few And if you like it, please share with your colleagues. Subscribe our channel and see you in the next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz.